Hello and welcome to Pride Parkway. I'm Jeff and this is my N gauge and 00 gauge layouts. Yes, it's been a while since I said those words and the first time since I said 00 gauge. But yeah, a year has passed since the last video. A lot has happened in life. Life's been busy and that's why there's been no videos. But I have been here in the garage cracking on. Probably not as much progress as some people were hoping for. But as I say, life's been busy. So I grabbed 10, 15 minutes, half an hour, whatever I can get out here to do some work. It's all been pretty boring. It's been laying track, rewiring up point motors, all the usual boring stuff, getting all my trains out, running them, making sure that they're not derailing. If they are derailing, finding what the problem is, fixing it, all that good stuff. But it's not really good stuff that makes good videos. So that is why there has been no videos. I also decided halfway through working on the new Pride Parkway that when it came to doing the 00 layout, that was going to create a big old mess that would fall down onto the N gauge layout. So I stopped working for that for a little while, did some work on the 00 gauge, which you can see that behind me. It's in a pretty good place. Still tons of work to be done, but both layouts are now at the point where we can start doing scenery, buildings, all that kind of good stuff. So it's a perfect time to pick up the videos again and start moving forward with the layout. So we have got trains running on both layouts, but I'm not going to talk about the 00 gauge layout today. I'm going to show you around the N gauge, show you what I've been doing, show you the slide out fiddle yard, the lift up section, all that kind of stuff's all done. There may still be the odd bit of track testing and changes that I'm doing, but you know, we'll see that over time as we're working on the layout and we'll get all that right before we do any track detailing and before we get the ballast down. So I'm going to take the camera off the tripod, I'm going to position it and I'm going to take around the layout and show you everything I've been up to. It's going to be a pretty quick video today. There's not a huge amount to it, but as I said, we will get back to all the good stuff that used to be in the videos coming up very shortly in the future, now all the track work's done. As always, I want to say a huge thank you to people who have stuck by, continue to subscribe to the channel, and a welcome to the new subscribers as well. We appreciate content's been a little bit slow over the last couple of years because of moving house, starting a new job, all that kind of stuff. But moving forward, we can get on now with the scenery and start to make some videos and get the layout back together the way it used to be. So let's get you off the tripod and let's show you what I've been busy doing. Alright guys, so I try not to move the camera around too much because I know it's not a particularly nice feeling to watch. But I'm just going to do a very quick spin around the room so you can see what's what in here. And then we will focus on each section just for a couple of minutes each section, show you what I've been doing. And as always, any questions, thoughts, feedback, let me know down in the comments and I may just consider what you're saying. So there you go, that's a full 360 round. As a reminder, the layout is created of 3 different scenic areas. So let's start with this one here, which is going to be the new Pride Central and the town scene. So here we are at the entrance into the town scene. We have a scenic break right here, just a bit of polystyrene at the minute. Ignore this stuff piled up over here. As I am working, I am sorting through all the boxes of things from the old layout, things I've bought and collected, and that stuff over there will be going on eBay along with lots more once I finish sorting it all out. I'll do it all in one batch. But basically we've got 4 main running lines, so the same as the old Pride Parkway. This entire layout has been built with concrete sleeper, Pico Code 55 track, and wherever possible I've also used the Unifrog points. There is the odd curve point which isn't available in Unifrog, so therefore it is Electrofrog. So the track comes around this corner and you come into what is going to be the main Pride Central station. Now remember, I take my influence from the northeast of England, East Coast Main Line, but I'm not building an exact replica of any particular station. So this station here will be a combination of a little bit of York, a little bit of Darlington, a little bit of Newcastle. The one thing I do know is I do want that nice canopy roof on there, and the nice stone buildings. Kit here, it's a Kubrick kit that I started building when I was in a loft a long time ago. It's still not finished, but it will get finished now. Just got a bit of plywood in at the minute, but I'm going to be building these platforms using foam board, so that will be a video that will to become. I've also added an extra track in, so you'll notice there's 5 tracks coming through here, just because I had the space to do it. But I wanted to leave enough space at the back so that I can actually get a town scene in. And it's going to be a completely different town scene to what we had in the old layout. The old layout was made mainly of Metcalf kits, which are great, but they got damaged while I was moving. And everybody has them, and I want to kind of bring this layout on a little bit more. So therefore I'm going to be using a lot of Fowler kits and kind of kit bashing them to create the back scene of a low relief town in here. So that's to come. There is an area down here so you can have a bridge going under the station, maybe some shops and arches and that kind of thing. And then if I pick you up and take you over so you can see a little better, we then come out of the station area and we head, we've got some points there, and it goes off the scene. Now you'll also notice there's an extra track here, and this is the track that goes off to my fiddle yard. It's more of a storage yard than a fiddle yard. But basically the way I've laid the track is the train can come up here, come into this one here, this will be platform 5, and then from here it can either go back through there and connect to any track that way, or behind us it can connect to any track as well. So we can move the trains between the different lines. Really, really simple. So go through the scenic break there from the town, and then we move into the countryside scenic section. So let's take a look at that. So here we are on the opposite side of that scenic break that you've just seen. So we have the 1, 2, 3, 4 main lines running through. We have these points here which allow me to move from the 2 up lines to the 2 down lines. And then we also have this line that I just showed you, which is going off to the storage yard. I have created this so we can have a little bit of scenic action going on as well. So that I'll show you in just a second. I've got a little bit of mess going on at the back there, just some parish buildings and things that really needs to tidy up, but we'll get round to that. We continue to come around in this country section, and you will see, here we go, through there, we have the old Reddington station from the old layout, and basically I've just popped that in here, so we're going to have DMUs and things like that stopping. It's just a little line that comes off from the line that goes to the storage yard. So this is the line that goes to the storage yard. Back here we have some points, there they are, and they go off and around through there. So up onto the back, if I lift the camera up a little, there we go, 4 main lines, a point, and we come into what is going to be my representation of a power station. Now, power stations are big, and this is quite a big layout, but it isn't that big. So what we're going to have 3 cooling towers there. I wanted to try and create something kind of like a merry-go-round. So what we have just off camera over there, we have a point, and I'm going to have it hidden in bushes and things, so it disappears around the back scene there and comes back out here. That will just give the impression that the train's coming in and going round the cooling towers and back out at this side. And then we've also got another siding in here as well. So it's all very, very simple. I've tried to keep the track work as simple as possible because I like it simple. I just like to see trains going round. All of the curves have all been done with track setters, so that means they're all nice and smooth, and you might see the little white things. They're just little bits of plastic cards. We've got a little bit of super elevation on the curves going around as well. So we continue to go around. Again, excuse the random pieces of foam and the random viaduct at the moment. It's just resting there. So what we're going to have here is the viaduct's going to go over here, but it's going to become a road bridge instead, with access coming down into the power station. And then from there, we're going to have another scenic break, and that will take us out of this country section and through to the new Pride Parkway. And underneath here, if I just lift this up, That's where that inclined track continues to go around to the storage yard. And if I just pan around, you will get to see the section that's going to be the new Pride Parkway and the storage yard. So let's look at that in a little more detail. Alright, so this area here will be the new Pride Parkway. It is going to be a parkway station. It will have 4 platforms, 4 tracks running through it, and it will basically be the area surrounded by kind of an industrial unit, retail park, new build houses, all that kind of good stuff will be going on all the way around the back. On that raised area, as you can see right at the very, very bottom down there, that will have houses and so on the top of it. So this will have a real modern feel to it, whereas the Pride Central Station will have more of that kind of classic, timeless city centre feel to it. I like running everything. GNER is my favourite livery that was ever on the East Coast Main Line, and that's why it's my kind of icon and all that kind of stuff. I love that livery, but I run what I like, basically, on this layout. Always have, always will. I buy what I like, I run what I like. So, you know, I can get away with having one section modern and another section a little bit older looking, having a power station still, you know, it's still that northeast feel and so on. If I just move around here a little bit, you can see my storage yard. So I have got 15 lines here. They're all individually controlled. There's a little control panel just down there. So when there's a train in here and it's not being used, I can literally flick the power off. I have put provisions in to put Dapple Easy Shunt magnets in when I find them. They're in a box somewhere in here under the layout. So the idea being, if it's a freight train, for example, it'll come down into this side and it can stop there. I can line the track up, uncouple the magnet, push the wagons in, pop the train back on, connect it back up, and then it's ready to drive back out again. I thought about doing looped round fiddle yards and all that kind of stuff. Didn't want to do that. Too much hassle, too much to go wrong, not enough gap underneath the baseboard. To get the right kind of gap, I would need a massive incline. I didn't want a massive incline. I have a 2% incline right now, which goes from this level to this level, and that works fine. This storage yard, it literally slides. So you just slide it to whichever track you want. There is a bolt there which slots in. Flick the track on for whichever powered line you want, and it's powered and the train runs out. So it's really, really simple. At the back here, what I'm planning on is having a little bit of a network rail facility. So again, it's somewhere I can park up some trains, a little bit of a modern feel with it with being network rail. So that'll be at the back, and then that will back onto the industrial units and all that kind of good stuff. This is my station of choice for Pride Parkway. It is a phallic kit, and we'll kit bash it and make it look a bit more British Rail than DB. But I've always liked this kit, so I decided that's what I was going to use. I really enjoy making plastic kits, so that's what I'll be doing. Now, one thing to show you is where the camera is currently resting. Just this area here, if I bring the camera down so you can see it. Perfect. I had a bit of random space here, so I've decided I'm going to put a TMD in it, but a really simple TMD. 4 lines, 2 engine sheds that I already had. It's just somewhere to store locos. I can literally drive a loco down onto one of these, and from that point I can just move it along, line it up with the track here, and drive the loco back in. So it just makes things really simple. There wouldn't sleep a track. There's a bit of concrete here, that's my programming track. That's all set up as well. The layout, remember, is being run by my Prodigy Advanced controller, the same as it was when it was all Pride Parkway in the loft. And all the old wooden sleeper track that I had from the old layout has either been used in the storage yard or it's being used on the line that comes to the storage yard. Everything up on these 4 main running lines is all concrete track. One last thing to show you. I said it was going to be a quick video. The lift out section. Let's take a look at that. So this is the lift out section so that I can get in and out of the layout. I mean, I could crawl on my hands and knees under there if I wanted to, but I don't particularly want to. So it's really, really simple. I have used is it Railtrack Pro Rail joiners, which you just solder on the tracks and they just sit next to each other on each of those. I can't remember, I think you get 4 in a pack. I think I bought 2 packs about 6 months ago when I did this, so quite a while ago. Again, I've been testing it and running to make sure it's all okay. Basically we have a bolt here and another bolt there, which keeps it all in place and keeps everything lined up perfectly. We do also have a set of points on here. These are not wired up, so all the other points are wired up, but these aren't. So this is a handed god jobby to change these. But again, it's just an option for me to switch between the front 2 tracks and the back 2 tracks using these. The lift up section lifts up, so it does work there. And then we've just got a yacht latch, I think that's what they're called, there to keep it up while I am getting in and out, so it's not banging down on my head. That's it for today for this video. Thank you again to everybody who subscribes to the channel and who has stuck around. I promise lots more content to come. As always, if you've got any questions, pop them down below. If you like what I've been doing with the layout, there's a button for that. And take care of yourselves, and I will see you again very soon to have a closer look at the double O layout. Cheers now.